Fantasy football draft season's here, Fab, so we got to talk about who should be taken at the 1.01. Who's number 1 overall?
I'm going with Justin Jefferson, which is crazy because I'm a running backs truther. I love running backs. And this is the first time a consensus number 1 pick has not been a running back since 2016 when Antonio Brown was the consensus pick. And oh, by the way, he finished first in fantasy points among wide receivers that year. Listen, I love running backs. I love Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler and the studs at the position. But this year, you're going to be able to get better running backs later in your draft. And Justin Jefferson's been absolutely fantastic. Nearly 400 fantasy points last year in some leagues. And he is a kid who is on the rise. His fantasy points have increased in each of his 3 years in the National Football League. He is more durable than a lot of the running back wide receivers. Don't get hurt nearly as much. You're also going to be in an offense that's going to throw the ball a lot with Kirk Cousins under center. And their defense in Minnesota is not very good, so they're going to have to throw the football to stay in games. Justin Jefferson's my guy, and I can't believe I'm saying it because he's not a running back.
Yeah, but there was a running back last year who had more points in half-point PPR and standard leagues, and that was one Mr. Christian McCaffrey, who you mentioned. And I don't know why you're mad at him because this guy was phenomenal last year, especially after he went to the Niners. He had 13 touchdowns last season. 10 of those came between week 7 and week 17. He's a threat on the ground. He's a receiving threat. And oh, by the way, he can also throw a touchdown pass. I mean, he might be 4th on the quarterback depth chart for San Francisco. You know Kyle Shanahan loves his shiny toys. This offense is going to be built around Christian McCaffrey. Why am I not taking Christian McCaffrey number 1 overall? Oh yeah, I am.
And there are going to be people who do that. Maybe some people will take Jamar Chase, but a lot of people are going to take Justin Jefferson because of the durability factor. Christian McCaffrey, 2 of the last 3 years, has had injuries that have cost him a lot of playing time. Elijah Mitchell's in the mix there too for the Niners. And I'm not saying McCaffrey's not great, because he is great and he's the number 1 running back on my board. But this year especially, with wide receivers really starting to put up massive numbers, I'm going wide out. I'm going JJ. And again, Jen, this is from a running back's truther. I feel kind of dirty going with a wide receiver, but that's where we're at right now.
Arguably, Christian McCaffrey is a wide receiver too. I mean, you don't know how Kyle Shanahan's going to use him. I'm sticking with my running back. I'm sticking with what's worked for me to win plenty of fantasy leagues over the years. But you guys can make your own decisions. Be sure to check out our fantasy football draft kit at si.com.